All right, howdy guys. Today we're gonna be doing LeetCode question number 1732, find the highest altitude. There is a biker going on a road trip. The road trip consists of n+1 points at different altitudes. The biker starts this trip on point 0 with altitude equal to 0. You are given an integer array gain of length n, where gain I is the net gain in altitude between points I and I+1. For all 0 is less than or equal to I is less than n, return the highest altitude of a point. All right, so we have our array here. So as we can see here, we have -5, 1, 5, 0, and then -7, and then the output ends up being 1. If we look at it on a chart, so here's our starting point. So we start here, and so since we're starting at 0, we go down -5. -5 is off the chart here. Yeah, oops, but you know, bear with me here. Well, it's easier if I do this. All right, so we start at 0, we go down -5, next we go up 1, and then the next one we go up 5. So then now we're at 5. This next one is 0, and so now at -7. So then when we go -7, we go back down. So the highest right here is 1. This is probably the best way to look at it. If we look at it that way, if we just add the values together, we should be able to get the maximum. The way we're going to do that is we're gonna make two variables here. So we're going to have a variable for our answer, which is going to be result. We're going to equal that to 0, and then we're going to make another variable. All right, so what this variable can be called is it could be called altitude. And then now what we want to do is we want to create a for loop so that we iterate through all the entries inside of the array. So int I equals 0. I is less than gain dot size. The normal stuff, usual stuff. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do altitude plus equals num. Oops, sorry, not num, gain. I'm so used to it. I'm so used to it being nums. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to check if altitude is greater than result, and we're just going to have result equal altitude. And yep, and that should be it. So pretty much what we're doing here, just to quickly recap. So we have our altitude variable. For every value inside a gain, we're going to be adding to our altitude value. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. We're adding all the variables, and then we're checking after we add the variable or the value, we're checking to make sure that, okay, is altitude greater than result? And then if it is, then we just go ahead and add it to our result, and then we return the result. So let's go ahead and run this. Yep. So yeah, hopefully you guys found that helpful, and have an awesome day. This has the time complexity of O of n, because depending on how big our gain variable is, we're going to have to iterate through all of the variables or all the values within the gain variable. So that's what makes it O of n. The worst case time complexity is strictly based off of how big this vector is. So yeah, hopefully you guys have an awesome day, and hopefully you found it helpful. Adios.